Hello! I've got a guitar exercise for you here called chord push-ups that both beginners and experts can get a lot of mileage out of. It teaches you how to grab chords quickly. So let's say it's Valentine's Day and you've planned the perfect date for your schnookums, nice dinner, bottle of wine, and you're learning their favorite song, some schmaltzy love song, and everything's going fine until the bridge, and there's this brutal chord that's taking you a long time to learn how to grab. And of course, the most ideal way to fret a chord is just to grab the whole thing at once. And so this exercise will get you there as quickly as possible. The exercise has 3 stages. The first 2 are ridiculously easy, but they prepare you for the 3rd stage, which is ridiculously hard. So no cheating. Here's stage 1. First, grab the chord. I'm just going to use a C chord here. And test out the chord, which means play each string and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. If you hear something weird, fix it and then test it again. Once you know that you're fretting the chord correctly, just release pressure, but don't lose contact with the strings. You're just stopping squeezing for a second. And then resume pressure and test out the chord again. Make sure it still sounds good, and then repeat. Release pressure, press back down again, and test. And do this 20 times in a row. Stage 2 is just like stage 1, except you lift your fingers just a little bit off the strings, just a mosquito's whisker width off the strings, like this. First, test your chord, right? And then just lift your fingers a little bit, just enough to lose contact with the strings, keeping your fingers in the same chord shape. And then put them back down on the strings and test it again. And do that 20 times. Unless your chord is brutally difficult, these first 2 stages are going to feel really easy. But the 3rd stage, as I said, is a lot harder. All right, ready for the dreaded stage 3? This is the same as stage 2, but now you're going to let your fingers go to neutral after you lift them. And you're going to need to assemble the chord shape in midair. Let me show you what this looks like. You grab the chord, test it out, and then when you lift your fingers off the strings, bring your fingers up like this so that you're no longer making the chord shape. And then in midair, without touching the strings, get your fingers back into the chord shape. And only when you really think you've got it in the right shape do you drop your fingers all at once onto the strings and test again. And when you're starting this out, it's not going to be as quick as I did it. It's probably going to take you 30 seconds or maybe a minute to get your fingers into that orientation. But be patient with yourself and just have fun herding the chickens as they wiggle around. It's probably going to look something like this as you're trying to get your fingers in the right position. All right, let's review. So stage 1, you grab your chord, test it out, and then release pressure while maintaining contact with the strings, and repeat that 20 times. Stage 2, grab your chord, test it out, and this time lift your fingers just a hair off the strings, keeping your fingers in the chord shape. 3rd stage, grab the chord, test it, lift your fingers and let them go to neutral, assemble the chord back in mid-air, and then plop your fingers all down at once you've got them in the right shape. This whole exercise only takes about 5 or 10 minutes, and if you do it once or twice a day for a week, you should be ready to serenade baby cakes. It's a good thing that it doesn't take that long too, because these kinds of exercises are boring. Repetition is boring. And the only reason we do it is because it's the quickest way to improve our guitar playing. So eat your spinach, take your vitamins, and do your chord push-ups. They're good for you. If you keep it up, maybe one day you can be governor of California.